I rise today to honor the life of Senate President pro tempore Jim Mills, who passed away last week at the age of 93. Jim was a native San Diegan, earned his bachelor's and master's degrees in history from San Diego State, go Aztecs, and went on to serve our country in the Army during the Korean War. After his service, Jim returned to San Diego and taught middle school and ran the Junipero Serra Museum. In 1960, with encouragement from his wife, Joanna, Jim won an election to the state assembly where he served for 6 years before running and winning a seat in the Senate, where he served until 1982. He spent 22 years in the Assembly and the Senate, including nearly a decade as President pro tempore from 1971 to 1980. Jim's legacy as a legislator will best be remembered by most for his forward-thinking work on public transportation and historic preservation. He authored a bill in 1974 to create the San Diego trolley system that would later become a model for the rest of the country. And much of our state's history has been preserved as a result of the Mills Act, which is named after him. The law has been credited with saving thousands of historic buildings in California from destruction through a property tax incentive for owners who preserve them. Jim's pioneering vision on the San Diego trolley and the preservation of buildings like those in historic Old Town San Diego will leave an eternal footprint in our community. He also established the legislation that created our port in San Diego. However, it's a less publicized action that Jim took that has left a lasting inspiration and impression on me. Over 40 years ago in this chamber, there was a debate on a bill that would decriminalize homosexuality. The bill was placed on call, one vote short in a 2020 tie. Former Lieutenant Governor Mervyn Dimely was in Colorado at the time. As you know, in instances of a tie vote, or maybe we haven't experienced this, so we don't exactly remember it all, but in those instances, it is the Lieutenant Governor who serves as the President of the Senate who casts the deciding vote. Instead of adjourning the session, Senator Mills decided to keep the bill on call until Lieutenant Governor's vote could be cast hours later, and he kept his fellow senators in place so as to hold a quorum, and we all know what that feels like, to be held in place. When Pro Tem Jim Mills temporarily locked these Senate doors, he helped countless Californians permanently open their closet doors and take a giant step towards equality. After his time in the legislature, Jim served on the San Diego Metropolitan Transit Development Board, which named its headquarters after him. I spent a number of years along with my colleague from Santee serving on that board of that building that bears his name. He spent time on Amtrak's board and the California High-Speed Rail Authority. Jim is survived by his 3 children, Beatrice, Eleanor, and Bill, and 9 grandchildren.